Good morning, children. Class 3 Social Studies. Lesson 19 The Story of the Early Man 2. Today we are going to learn about the discovery of fire and the beginning of farming. The early humans saw a fire in the forest. When they tried to go near the fire, they felt the heat and were afraid of it. Also, they saw that the animals were also afraid of the fire. So, the early man understood that the fire is useful to keep themselves warm as well as to keep the dangerous animals away. Now, I'll tell you how they learned to cook food. A piece of flesh fell in the fire, and when the man ate it, he found that the flesh is tasty. Thus, the early man began to cook food. Discovery of fire. The early humans must have struck two stones that gave a spark. The spark must have fallen on dried grass and caught fire. So, the early man started lighting fire by rubbing two stones. Beginning of farming. The early man might have noticed plants growing in the soil. He might seen the seeds that fell on the ground sprouting and growing into plants. So, they started sowing seeds to grow plants. This was the beginning of farming. Now, the man became food producer from a food gatherer. Okay, now they learned how to grow crops. Now they have to store grains, right? So they made baskets and pots to store grains. The dog was the first animal domesticated. If any dangerous animal comes, the dog barks and made the early humans holler. Sheep, goats, and cows were the other animals domesticated by the man. These animals provided man with meat, milk, and wool. Thank you, children.